Nino, we don't believe in civilian conversations, do we, Nino?
Oh, is he muted?
Right here, I'm done. I'm on. Yeah, okay.
There we go.
We're done. No, who cares about civility, man?
I'm just trying to figure out how to spend my money, Nino, man. I'm just trying to figure out how to spend my money.
No, man, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I would do too.
Yeah, we got hot folks here, Nino, because of what's going on currently with Atlanta United being in group number 3 in the Eastern Conference, 8 teams separated by a handful of points, all chasing after that great run-in game at the 8-9 right now when it comes to the playoffs. So folks here in Atlanta are kind of hot under the collar with Columbus coming to town on Saturday.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's my team. I want to show you something. You can see it, right? Let me see it right here. Can you see that?
Wow.
This is Columbus, Ohio, baby.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
This is Columbus, Ohio. It's at 315, 71, 70.
Wow.
Columbus Stadium is right here. So you get an idea. You get an idea.
Man,
I think John's computer is deciding it's going to have all kinds of fun right now.
I know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Sometimes it happens to me too. The stringer is great, but sometimes the connection is just.
I know. But that tattoo, man, that's the first perimeter Columbus tattoo I think that we've ever seen.
Ever.
It's crazy because when I was out about to leave Columbus, and was it December 2016? I was returning to Peru. I was like, I gotta make a tattoo. I got more tattoos, right? But this one is the one that I want to take it with me. And everybody has the Ohio, the OH, all that. I was looking for something different. So okay, so I see all the highways, and surrounding Columbus, and all right, this is what I'm doing. Boom. Yeah. There's the Ohio Stadium and the Columbus Stadium also highlighted in that tattoo, man.
He's got the horseshoe and historic Crew Stadium on the gun.
Yeah.
Wow, that's tremendous. That was not the reason that Nick and I have you in this morning to talk about Columbus Crew and drive folks crazy about a matchup in MLS on Saturday. I guess let's work backward with what's going on with Copa America.
Yes, sir.
And we got folks pointing fingers.
My God.
So we got Hard Rock pointing fingers. Well, basically Hard Rock and everybody pointing fingers at CONMEBOL. CONMEBOL's like, nuh-uh. And that's what this sounds like. This literally sounds like an 8-year-old going, nuh-uh. And then everybody going, yeah-huh.
Right.
And I mean, this is, I guess, welcome to CONMEBOL. Is that the easiest way to say this?
It's crazy, man. But the thing is, I don't know how in the world CONMEBOL has all the authority or the saying or on taking these decisions towards the fans, right? Okay, there's 10,000 people that they don't have tickets. You know what? Let's open the gates. And there's just too many people outside. Come on, all in. It's on me, right? It's not on you. Because I paid my ticket, and 10,000 people didn't pay the ticket, and there was a lot of people outside the stadiums who paid $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for the tickets, and they couldn't get in. So now this is the part of CONMEBOL right now. The other part is the Hard Rock Stadium. Who runs the security in there?
Hard Rock,
right?
Under normal circumstances, it's Hard Rock. But from what we understand with multiple venues involving this tournament, CONMEBOL were the ones that were dictating security and amount, and they didn't want to consult with the stadium about, well, hey, maybe we need more. Apparently, in more than one instance, CONMEBOL is just like, we don't want to talk about this. And so it was like bare bones. And that's what you ended up with, where Hard Rock has hosted events for almost 40 years. They've done Super Bowls.
So will have the last word on this. That's what you're saying.
Well, and that's the thing. I think who's going to have the last word, I think, are going to be the folks that get billable hours, because with all of this destruction that happened inside Hard Rock, that Stephen Ross is calling up the owner of Hard Rock and the Dolphins, and he's going, Mr. CONMEBOL, hello.
Hello? Yeah.
It's like, y'all, stuff happened in here, and who's going to pay for this mess? And CONMEBOL's going to be like, not us. We're not responsible for this, but yeah, you are, because you were the ones that set up the security.
Yeah, it's like, this is my house. I rent your house. If you destroy my house, you pay for it. Because I rent it to you. It doesn't mean that it's your house. This is my building. This is my house. I'm renting. You pay for it? Yes, that's fine. But you pay for it certain amount of time. And if something happens during that time that you were in, that you were my tenant, you pay for it.
Yeah. And one of our Twitch pitchers, Abby, says that she will tell you that CONMEBOL is the problem. She has evidence from being behind the scenes in Atlanta. She has her stuff that folks are telling her. From behind the scenes, CONMEBOL is the problem. Abby says she knows Hard Rock came out with a statement, not to throw CONMEBOL under the bus, but, hey, speaking with staff in Atlanta, CONMEBOL is the problem. So this is like a venue by venue thing. You had this renter with multiple houses in multiple cities sitting there going, give me the shiniest house in town. I want to rent it from you. And then, if folks come in and steal your big TV, that's your problem. Well, no, it's not. It's your problem. Well, no, it's not. It's not my problem, even though I rented the house. That's where we are with this, man.
It's insane. Now, you know what? I want to tell you this story here. Okay. 2019, I think that was the first year that we were playing the Copa Libertadores finals at one game because before it was a two-leg series. And it was the first time that it happened. It happened here in Peru. It was Flamengo versus River Plate. And we got our stadium, because it's my team, Universitario de Deportes, can hold 80,000 people. Okay, and everything went great. Everything went just great, and we got 20,000 Brazilians coming in, another 20,000 Argentinians coming in, plus our whatever thousand people bought the tickets here in Lima, and it was the whole operation. It was well planned. I don't know, Mr. I forgot his name is Dominguez, right? Alejandro Dominguez. I don't know if he wasn't aware of it or it was poor management, poor execution. The logistics were crap. CONMEBOL. Period. That's the bottom line. Right. Because if we could have hosted here a couple of Torres final, why in the world in Miami and over the Hard Rock Stadium, you cannot get it done? And the thing that drives me crazy is who got it's got to be someone that we eventually want to find out who gave the order. All right, let's open the gates. Let's open the gates, and I don't care if there's 10,000 people that have tickets and another 10,000 that have tickets that they're not getting in. Who gave you that? There's somebody who gave that order, and we need to find out who that was, because I'm not saying that CONMEBOL. I'm taking responsibility out of CONMEBOL, but who was in charge of that aspect of the game? And that's crazy. I was looking at the people getting through the vents, man. You see that?
Yeah,
through the vents.
like Die Hard and John McClane, brother. Yeah.
I mean, for 1 second, it's how long has it been? Since 1985, or we in Buenos Aires or something, or in Lima. That happened back in the days, because in South America, we're nuts. We were insane. Okay, we are just completely. We don't care about the organizations, and we don't care. It's just that sad part, right? But everything is so chaotic, all right. And when it comes to football, it's the chaos level rises up to the roof, and I don't know. It's just crazy, man.
Nick, go for
it. I two things. One is that a lot of these stadiums will hire private security. So I want to know who was in charge of hiring the private security company. So whenever you see whenever you're watching the game and you see these people, they're looking away from the crowd and they have like maybe like a 3 or 4 digit number on the back of their vest. They're not stadium employees. That's private security. I would like to know who vetted the private security companies to operate the gates, to operate, to go through and verify, some of the ticket challenges and things of that sort. The second part is, in America, we are not used to the by any means necessary crowd. We are used to a very largely outside of like a few places like Philadelphia can get rowdy. A couple of other places could get rowdy, but we're not used to the I'm going to get into this stadium by any means necessary crowd. And so, when you have someone who's being paid hourly to try to handle a crowd that's a by any means necessary crowd, your decision making is going to go out the window quickly. And especially if the higher ups are not being very clear with, okay, just let people in, stop everyone from coming in, set a new perimeter, whatever. I can just see that there's some sort of misunderstanding of like, well, there are people who claim they have tickets. Well, let them in. Okay, cool. And then the gates open because there's not checks and balances. There's not a clear line of communication. There's not a clear what if planning meetings taking place. And there will be billable hours from a lot of people. A company or two, probably on the security side, will end up going bankrupt trying to fight this. And everybody's going to be sitting there pointing fingers at each other. But the bottom line on this is that CONMEBOL, and if they elect to do this in the United States again, they're going to have a different set of agreements on who controls what aspect of the tournament, who controls ticketing, who controls security. These need to be handled by a different entity than CONMEBOL. CONMEBOL, you get the teams in place. You make sure that the logistics are in place to, so the tournament runs from a playing perspective. That is your arena. Everything else that involves day-to-day operations, logistics, that's us. Yeah. And if you don't want to do it, then don't get this sweet, United States currency coming your way. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found out. Okay. Here's what Hard Rock said. I found, and I know that we actually need to talk about what happened on the field, but so Hard Rock said this. Hard Rock said, when it became apparent that it would not be safe to start the match at 8 p.m., a joint decision was made to postpone. Shortly after 8 o'clock, stadium officials, CONMEBOL, CONCACAF, and law enforcement officers communicated and decided to open the gates for a short period of time to all fans to prevent stampedes and serious injury at the perimeter. The gates were then closed once the threat of fans being crushed was alleviated. At that time, the venue was at capacity and gates were not reopened. Shortly after the match, alcohol sales were stopped and event organizers instituted a detailed plan and increased security presence to allow for a peaceful egress upon conclusion of the match. So basically, it sounds like when they found out that we were not starting at 8 o'clock and Shakira was going to have to be put on hold for an hour and 20 minutes, that everybody was like, yeah, so we don't have another Hillsborough. Let's go ahead and open the gates and make sure that we don't have a situation worse than it was. So sounds like it was choice D, all the above, when 8 o'clock hit. Still, yeah.
Well, okay, so we've covered the security side, and I think from the media perspective, we beat that horse dead into the ground.
Yes.
Okay, so the question I have is from a pure footballing perspective. Colombia had an unprecedented win streak come to an end. Mm-hmm. Was this their one shot? Was this like, hey, Colombia had the right players, the right place, but the wrong time because Argentina was still unbelievably tough? Or is this something where Colombia is set up to win for a long time, and once Messi and friends decides to step away, CONMEBOL's theirs to run?
You're saying Colombia?
Yeah, Colombia.
Yeah. Is it their time now?
Because sometimes you have a good team. Yeah. Sometimes you have a good team that is set up to win just for right now.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you have a team that is set up to win for years to come. But if Colombia is only set up to win now, they hit the immovable object in Argentina, and that's it. It's over. It was a good run. Tough timing, doesn't work out. Which is Colombia? Are they set up to win for a long time, or was this their one shot to get it done?
This is just the beginning for Colombia. This is just the beginning. It's the beginning of a new era, and now understand that Argentina's unbeatable and almighty run with an unprecedented back-to-back Copa America after in the middle winning a world champion. Nobody's done that in CONMEBOL in the history of CONMEBOL. This is the first time there is back-to-back Copa Americas with a World Cup winner in the middle. It's the first time that it's happened. Okay, now the Messi era is coming to an end. It's inevitable. I want to say I don't know if he's going to play the 2026 World Cup, but the arrival of Colombia, I'm not going to say that they're going to take cover because never happened before. I mean, well, with Chile would happen. They got a fantastic run with back-to-back Copa Americas in 2015 and 2016. But it's not that it wasn't that they won the show. All right, they won the Copa Americas, but still the respect, it wasn't there. All right, we would never look them up. Oh, they are up there. We're not gonna catch them. No. This is not how it works in CONMEBOL. If somebody else win other than Argentina or Brazil, we're like, all right, that's your shot. It's my turn next. So everybody's fighting for that third spot in CONMEBOL. I don't think that Colombia is going to run CONMEBOL, and we're talking about, of course, the teams, right? We're not talking about the organization.
Yeah.
They're not going to run the show in South America. They're going to be an exciting thing to watch. They're going to be undoubtedly probably the top 3, top 2 coming into the World Cup. But in South America, it's so tough. Everything is so even. You know, we have right now we are at the bottom of the table. Peru, Paraguay, and Bolivia. We're in the back seat. We're in the back seat. But there's 7 teams. But there's the 7 other teams is toe to toe, man. The level is just right up there, and it's an incredible fight. And the level of performances from each team is incredible right now. It's just incredible, and I don't think that you cannot see anyone in CONMEBOL above the shoulder. The very moment you do that, you got beat. Whoever is playing against you look him over their shoulder. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do to you, and boom. And then is when the upsets are coming. But at this very moment, I would say that this Argentina team, they are untouchable. They are the untouchable.
This has to be, because see, it's one thing when everybody was talking about Spain, right, and that run that Spain went on for a while, and they said, "Oh, it's the greatest national team run of all time." I'm sorry, this Argentine run is, because if let's go ahead. You're talking about the top tier of CONMEBOL, right?
Right.
Brazil, Argentina, and then whoever slots in at third. If you look over your shoulder and, like you said, and you go to La Paz, and there's always an equalizer. I feel like even if it's not on the field, it's off the field. Like, you got to play at altitude at La Paz. Have fun dealing with that. It's, to me, that's what makes CONMEBOL so damn hard, is that even if you have a phenomenal team, everything else has to go right for you. I feel like there's not any sort of off the field advantage to going and playing in the Netherlands, right? There's no off the field advantage to going and playing in Paris, unless the players go out to party. The same thing in Madrid or Barcelona. Going someplace like Chile or Peru, where you're going to have to play at insane altitude, like that's an equalizer, man.
It's crazy, and that's why it's so tough here in CONMEBOL. And when everybody in Europe says, "Oh, CONMEBOL this, CONMEBOL that," you can say whatever you want, but we are the toughest conference in the world. Period. You don't get to play Messi, you don't get to play Rodrigo 2 times, not in a row, man. 2 times on your qualifiers. You go play Cyprus, man. Okay, you go play San Marino. And then you put 17 goals, and you got the goal differential to go, I don't know, play Germany, and and that's it. That doesn't happen here. Even though when with Bolivia and we haven't seen a 5-0, 4-0 in a while.
This ain't Andorra and San Marino, brother.
And that's why. And with all due respect to CONCACAF, you go play Belize, you play Cuba, Puerto Rico. Come on.
Yes.
We need CONMEBOL to adopt the SEC slogan of "It just means more."
Yeah.
Yes.
Just take that. CONMEBOL, it just means more, and just run with it. Just take it and run with it.
I'm gonna propose that.
What do you think about where things are? Colombia is that car that's coming in the passing lane. Things in the mirror are closer than they appear. What about Uruguay and what we saw under El Loco? Where are they right now, in your thought? Because you had them winning the whole thing.
Yeah. I did.
Where are they right now, you think?
I think they're gonna be number 3 or number 2 in the World Cup qualifiers. Still, they're gonna regroup, and they're gonna find out a way. And El Loco is gonna have he's having already a chip on his shoulder for this Copa America, and he's gonna make everyone else pay. When I'm gonna see now, what we are about to see from Uruguay in the World Cup qualifiers, is going to be a wild animal trying to eat alive every single team that they're going to face, man. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, they're going to come up even stronger, because that's the mentality of the Uruguayans, of the Argentinians. They are so tough mentally, man. They are so tough, and that's why many of us, I'm including myself here in this take, is that we envy these guys. Oh, who do you think they are? Well, we're 4 times world champions. We're 3 times world champions. We're 15 world champions, Copa American champions, and now 16 times world champions. That's who we are, and that's why we are so damn cocky. Try to take it away from me. All right, that's the mentality that I would love to see from many Peruvian players, but it's not happening. That's why that's why I'm going to go into the business side, that the value, right? The value of the players is so high on that side of the continent. And there was I don't know if you remember this Peruvian guy, Norberto Solano, who played for Newcastle United back in the 90s, 97. He played with Maradona. Mm-hmm. He came up the other day saying that how in the world is that no other Peruvian player has beat my price. They paid 1.5 million for Solano in 97, and we haven't sold a Peruvian player for over that price tag since 1997. So how is that possible? Well, I'll just give you the answer, man. This right here, mentality. This is a winner's mentality that for some strange reason, it's not like, I mean, we don't have it, but why we don't work on it? What now you got a team of psychologists, you got the head coach staff. It's like we got 17 people in there, and you got the GPS, you got your nutritionist, you got the video analyst, you got the scouts, you got everything else, and and you also have a mental coach. This is the life coaches, mental coaches that every team has to work on the psychological aspect And that's what Gareca did when he arrived to Peru. Everybody says, "Oh, he changed our chip, right? Now we got a winner chip," and that's they believe in, and that's why we qualified for the World Cup in 2018. But since he's gone, 2 coaches, it's not there. I see that we went backwards in terms of the attitude of players. Now we went back again now to all the drama. We got right now the soap opera with Paulo Guerrero. I don't want to play, and he refused to enter the pitch. And there's this guy sparring. He's screwing the other guy's wives, and it's just we got a mess again. It's like we went backwards 20 years, man, in terms of mentality. Man.
Wow. We got Nico Moreno joining us around the corner to talk about MLS. And I'm going to filibuster a little bit with you because I know that you've got a question for Nico about Raul Diaz. So we'll turn it into a fatal 4-way when Nico initially does show up. Nick, what else is on your mind with our buddy Nino hanging out with us from Lima, Peru after his morning workout?
And look, all I want to know is who's next in for Copa? Who are you predicting is going to be the next champion? And then 2, who do you think is the next dark horse? Because I don't think it's Uruguay, because I think El Loco, as we have seen, Bielsa's ability to keep that same energy for a team, it fades over time, right? Because of the intensity. You can only handle that intensity for so long. Yeah. I think Uruguay may take a step back, but who do you think is going to win the next Copa? And then who do you think is set up to be the dark horse? I know we're projecting way far out, but
I know.
This is the fun of what we do.
Nick's testing your brain power, man.
It's hard. It's hard. But if everything, this is the thing with Argentina, right? It might sound crazy, but I think the dominance, will extend one more time unless the Brazilian young boys evolve and progress. And I think I want to tell you this. I want to tell you the finals. I'm not going to tell you who. It's going to be Argentina versus Brazil, the finals.
Okay.
And I think Brazil is going to take it.
Wow.
That's what's going to happen. Okay. Because for now, when you asked me at the beginning of the Copa, John, about Brazil, and I think they were not ready, but they will be ready for the next Copa.
Okay.
They will be ready for next Copa because now in the next Copa, Hendrik is going to be, 22. The Rodrigos and Vinis of the world are going to be 25, 26. They're going to reach the maturity of a soccer player. So that's what's going to happen next. It's going to be Brazil, the next Copa America champion, beating Argentina in penalties. There you go.
I love it.
And the dark horse. I think it's going to be Colombia number 3 too, again. But that's a conversation. It's going to be among the 3. The Brazil winning, Argentina, handing the crown to Brazil to finally get into double digits in terms of Copa America. So they stuck at 9, so they're going to get the 10th Copa America. And Colombia will fail again short because the Toto Lorenzo said this, right? That Argentina failed so many times, they lost so many finals. This is the first final that we lost. So it's a learning process. The soccer is brutal. And yeah, you might see someone else lifting the trophy 2, 3, 4 times before you get your own trophy.
Who, from a player perspective, really had their stock shoot up to where they are going to be recognized, and it's like, ooh, we need to grab that guy for our club? Is it as easy as saying Hamas and Sao Paulo sitting there going, cut us a check, we're ready to get rid of him? Is it a guy like Borja at River who was really doing well and wanted to mix it up with anybody who tapped him on the shoulder on the field? I mean, who, from a player perspective, really had their stock boost as we're now in the transfer window here in the U.S., just as a marking point? Who really shined for you that really is going to get themselves a good paycheck?
I think Richard Mendes, the right mid for Colombia, he was fantastic, man. He was fantastic. Him and Lerma, those are the two players that impressed me the most throughout the Copa. Hopefully they get a big paycheck, because that guy can play, man. Richard Mendes can play. He was just amazing on the right mid position for Colombia. And Lerma, the guy who provide the balance and ride the show and bring the X factor in terms of coming into the end zone, joining the party on offense for Colombia. Those are the two names that for me elevated for above everybody else.
Okay. It is that time. It is time for the fatal four-way. And it is where